I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ingor van Roy, and I am recognized as the Networking Ninja. If you're curious about my title, please reach out to me and find out how it is that I can help you network and build relationships with those who matter. If you watched my intro video, you will have seen a word that is not very commonly known in the Western world. And that word is Ubuntu. I am South African, and that word has roots in South Africa. If you'd like to know what it means, here you go. Ubuntu is an ancient African word meaning humanity to others. It is often described as reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. The reason why I am such a huge advocate for this word and the concept of Ubuntu is because, like you, I've heard the phrase, we are the sum of the 5 people around us. And while I may agree with it partially, I have to say that for me, it's even greater than that, because I believe that I am the sum of all the people that I've encountered in my life, as well as the experiences that I've had. Before I bring on my very special guest today, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors. So, thank you to you, Island Spices, for sponsoring this show. Know that we appreciate you. And for those of you that are in Toronto, please check out Island Spices' Instagram page and make contact with them. You won't be sorry. Thank you also to our friends at Kindness Inspired. This is a movement and business who inspires kindness no matter where they are in the world. So thank you to you, Kindness Inspired. And if you notice, I am in the bottom left-hand corner, proudly displaying my Kindness Inspired mug because I am a proud kindness incorporator. The topic today is the power of networking. And it has been for quite some time because if you know me, you will know that I truly am a result of my network and the people that are in it. So what is networking? Networking is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. Before I continue, I'd like to say, please, if you're tuned in live, drop us a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from. And hope you're having a blessed Friday. Let us introduce my friend, Bilyana. Hello, Bilyana.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, Ingo, and to all of you watching this today, wherever you are around the world. Good morning to Jonathan, to Mohammed, and to Kati.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Bilyana. I'm so glad that I get to introduce you to my people. It's just such a privilege and an honor. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here, especially for such a topic for networking and the power of networking. I love it.
It's my pleasure. I'm happy to have you. So, before we begin, could you please introduce yourself to our audience and let them know who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. I'm Bilyana Georgieva. I live in London, based in London. Currently, actually, I'm in South Bulgaria. So originally, I'm South Bulgarian, and I've been in London for 17 years now. I'm a TEDx speaker coach, and for 19 years before that, I was a digital transformation director to way too many companies around the world. But I traveled a lot. I gain a lot of digital knowledge as well as directorship and leadership knowledge. And because of pandemic, I decided to completely change the whole area. And I use my public speaking skills, my event management skills, what I had in the past, together with everything which is social media and digital. And I put them together in a program which is called the Red Dot Speaker Star program. And today I teach TEDx people to get on TEDx, business professionals to get on TEDx stage. And in the past 7 months, all my mentees had 1.7 million views on their TED Talks. 7 of them got on the top 10 charts of the most watched TED Talks on YouTube.
Wow.
And all of them are in the top 25% of most watched TED Talks on YouTube worldwide.
Wow. Those are amazing stats, mind blowing, really. So, congratulations.
Thank
That's,
you.
yeah, it's no small feat, really. Before we continue, let's actually go to our comments. Let me just change the background so we can read them properly, um, and just see what it is that our friends are saying. Oh. Yo ho, hello Jonathan. Thank you for being here. Jonathan was my guest last week, so amazing person to connect with, and he's based in the UK.
Morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you, Mohammed. I guess it's probably evening actually, or late afternoon at least. So, hello to you, Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in from Dubai. Oh, good morning, Katie. She says, "Good morning, all my friends and Inga's friends. I am Katie, the manufacturing hype girl, tuning in from sunny and green Wisconsin. TGIF, yes, TGIF. It's been a crazy week, but I'm happy to be here. My favorite day, Friday."
Morning, Katie.
And hello to you, Hafiz. I guess PK is Pakistan. So thank you for tuning in. Lovely to see you. Hello to you, Cecilia. Cecilia is tuning in from sunny South Africa, although today it's not so sunny. It's raining there. But thank you for being here. Lovely to see you. She's also one of my previous guests. And of course, our friend Gail Robertson, she says, "Good morning, all. Happy Friday." And she says, "This will be powerful as Bilyana is the queen of data and stats when it comes to stepping into the limelight to share your story." Exactly. So I'm glad to have you here. And one more person. Hello, Ashley. Thank you for tuning in. Lovely to see you. Ashley is based in South Africa, but he helped me out by helping me print out some magazines while I was in Cape Town. So thank you again, Ashley. Appreciate you.
Hi, Ashley.
And Gail says this show is also all about how to sign up, suit up, and show up. Yes. Awesome. And hello to you, Sunny. Thank you for tuning in from India. Lovely to see you here. So
Good
let's go to the topic,
afternoon.
Bilyana.
Bring it on.
Why not? And because we need to be cognizant of the fact that we need. I know you have a meeting right after this, so I want to make sure that we get in all the questions before you need to run. So, as this show is called Inspiration from Ingor, let me ask you, Bilyana, what inspires you?
First of all, about Inga, I always call you the network queen.
Thank you.
And I was watching today Network Ninja. I was like, I need to change the label here. Like, network queen, networking queen. I was like, I need to replace queen with ninja. That's not a problem at all. What inspires me networking is actually to get to know people. As I traveled in the past a lot before pandemic. Like when I mean a lot, I think I've got like about 1,500 flights in my life so far. So
Wow. Wow.
it was a lot. So so I was
Mhm.
it's always amazing to meet new people, to see how they live their life on a daily basis, but also what gets them out of bed in the morning, what inspires them. And that is, I think this is the goal for networking, and to, as a first reason why I get into one network, is to see the people, see what is the common theme and topics, what they discuss. And if it's something which is close to me, then obviously I always stay. If it's not something which right now is not my cup of tea, then I just leave and go to another network.
Okay. And just in general, what inspires you?
Ooh. um, the beautiful energy of different souls inspires me a lot, and data. Those two don't talk to each other, but they do in a in a way. So yes, it's seeing people shining is really inspiring, and
Mm,
seeing people to express their good heart is inspiring.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Um, can you tell us who was your role model, specifically growing up? Who inspired you to be the person that you are today?
Oh gosh, I think my dad was my role model when I was growing up.
Mm,
As he is a very strong male figure in my life,
mm,
and and he the way how my parents raised me actually was with a lot of freedom, like mental freedom, with a lot of restriction physically, as of I wasn't allowed to go and play any sports. I don't know why. Like they decided that I'm not exactly like very musical person in any of those, but mentally wise, as a freedom, that was when I look back right now, it was massive. It was thanks to my dad. And what was really inspiring from and I got it from him, was to get the when we sit down around the table, and we discuss something which is like a family matter, or like a decision what I need to take in my life. He always gives his opinion. And I remember that I think I started somewhere around age of 11, when I start saying to my parents, can you imagine, but I'll start telling my parents that I will listen what they say, and then I will do what I believe it's the right thing for me. And my mom was completely honestly like not really happy, I have to say. But when I started doing it, my dad was laughing at the beginning. Then he realized that I'm really serious, and I was doing it. So sometimes I would do exactly what they would advise me to do, but sometimes I would do exactly what I think is right. And then obviously I would fail drastically, and then we would have discussions with him again, why I failed, what went wrong. what exactly was not doing the best way. So he just to finish on that one, he's the way how he raised myself and my sister was that he was always saying it is your responsibility to have good marks in school, and if you fail, then it's your failure. Like,
Yeah.
don't ask me, like, why you have bad marks. So that put me in such kind of a mental strength that it taught me that it's my responsibility. And as a kid, that was very powerful, I have to say.
Wow. Yeah, I have 3 kids, and I'm not certain that I'm an advocate for that, for the way that you were raised. But good on you that you were able to say, you know what? Yes, I'll take into consideration what you think, but I'll do what I feel is right. You were raised to be a strong woman. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's why I'm saying, like, looking back now, that was courageous from my dad, I have to say. But yes,
Yeah.
trust me, my mom has the same opinion as you. So and it's funny, she still have that thing. So it's good.
Um, my opinion is not so strict, I think, especially when it comes to raising kids. It's definitely relaxed over the years, I will say. And I think it's grown as my kids have grown. And yeah, to be able to say, no problem, do that at 11, I don't know whether I could or not. But I'm trying.
Part
That's
of
the
the
base.
parental journey, yeah.
Yes, it's part of the journey. So, Bilyana, what is your life statement? For me, I can tell you that I strive to positively impact the lives of others. That's what I believe in, and that's what I strive to do. What's yours?
You're gonna be actually surprised, as I'm a very positive person, and my actually motto is other people's opinion is none of my business. The reason why is because from a very I'm one of those. When I was a kid, I was really loud kid, I have to say. And at the age of 13, I left home and I started studying in a board school, which was 3.5 hours traveling from my home city. So
Wow.
later on, my sister came to the same city to have her university, and literally the first year when, like, we were living separate for 3 years, and then 3 years later we started living together in one room, and she was constantly shushing me and like telling me how loud I am. And I have to say that from very early age, I learned that some people are gonna absolutely love me one day, the next day they're gonna hate me, and then the day after this they're gonna love me again. And it's like people's opinion about me was constantly changing from very early age, and that literally set me up of like, it doesn't matter what the other people really believe. And I have to admit that somewhere age of 30, I was living in Monaco, and I was in a very high position, a directorship position, level 2. I was reporting to a lady who was reporting to the CEO, and it was very hectic time of delivering a lot of digital transformation projects for 9 out of 15 offices around the world. And it was kind of like, because of so many cultures, we had Asia, we had Europe, we had America, and we had South America as well, and a little bit part of Africa, and so many different cultures. At some point, it really got into and under my skin of what people would think, and like what people were basically saying about me and how I lead, and how I am as a program director. And that went under my skin for first time in my life, and I was like, honestly, it was depressing, I have to say. And it took me When I finished that work there, and I left Monaco after this, I came back to London. I have to say that it took me years after this to go back to my motto: other people's opinion is none of my business. Because for me personally, it puts me back in my happy self mood, that it is the truth me, and I can really feel myself and see myself in myself, instead of seeing myself through someone else's eyes, if it makes sense. So it stays as my motto. I have to say, I have to rediscover myself.
I like that. And I will say that I often say that to my kids, to my friends, because it's true. We cannot live our lives according to somebody else's principles and values, right? We need to realize who we are and live according to that, not what they believe we are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's true. Other people's opinion of you is none of your business.
Exactly.
Before we continue, let's just go to the comment section and say hello to some people over here. I love to see the networking that happens in the comments, especially on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, please connect with one another. This is always a safe place to network and connect with each other. So good morning to you, Christina. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Morning, Christina.
And morning to you, Tim Sohn. Thank you for tuning in. And I will say hello to you, Gary the Goat. Tim sent me this a while back, but it has a very special place for me because it helps me to just realize that, you know what, life is not always that serious.
Tim, I love that.
So thank you for being here. Hello to you, Chrislyn. Thank you for being here. And Chrislyn says she loves your motto. Yes, I think I've told you this before, Chrislyn. Other people's opinion is none of your business. Oh, yes. Yes. Gail says, good life statement, Bilyana.
Keeps me safe.
I'm sure it does. Good morning to you, Jenny Gold. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. You and I need to catch up, please.
Morning, Jenny.
And hello to you, Ismail. He says, hi, Inga and Bilyana. What do you think the most important skills are for success in this field? And I assume he's speaking about TEDx talks. So you can go ahead and answer his question.
The most important skill to become a TEDx speaker, I would say the skill to stay true to yourself. And that also comes with a mistake what people do when they decide to become a TEDx speaker. They go and they watch hell a lot of TED Talks, and that kind of blurs their true self. That's why I'm saying the most important skill is to stay true to yourself. And another skill, obviously, is public speaking. When you stand on stage, you have to be in your full power. You have to really own the stage, and this is a skill. This is a skill what some people have it more natural. Some people are not that natural. They have to learn it. And the third skill I'm gonna give you here is the skill to smile on stage, because most of the people get on stage and they think that they're smiling, and I said no, the smile is when your face hurts. This is a smile. on stage. So yes, it's very, very different when you're on stage, when you have like all the projectors and like spotlight, you're on the spot. So it's really, really important to whatever topic you bring on stage, you have to smile, because otherwise people don't like miserable faces. They then, like, whoever is in the audience right now in the room, they will sit there because they can't, escape. But people after watching you on YouTube, I'm just, being honest always and frank with people, but people watching you after this on YouTube, don't forget, your video is going to go on YouTube, 2.6 billion people, a huge opportunity for people to watch you. They're going to just click away. So I'm going to give you examples. Sir Ken Robinson is one of my favorite TEDx and TED speakers. He brought such very serious topics about how we humans, I'm sorry, F up the the way how we educate new generations. Still, he was smiling. He was bringing a lot of humor. He was making the audience laughing. So it is that skill to smile, and the smile makes the audience in front of you relax and digest what you're saying from stage.
Yes, smiling makes you more approachable, right? And so people connect with you easier. It definitely is a skill for sure. And then let's say hello again to Katie. She says, "Are you naming your goat, Inga?" I like Gertie. That's a good name, actually. I need to think about that. Yes, I do. Tim has been after me to name my goat, and I've been toying with a few different names, but maybe Gertie is a good one. Thank you. And Jenny says, Bilyana, I'd love to hear more about TEDx. So I'm glad you're here so that you can hear more about it. Thank you, Jenny. And she says, both of you have great smiles.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Um, okay, let's get back to because the topic is about networking and the power of networking. So, what's your take on networking? I know you spoke about it a little bit earlier on, but can you dive a little bit deeper for us, please?
Yeah. I think one of the rules what I created myself, and that was last year actually, I learned the hard way, this one. For me, the number one rule for networking is quality versus quantity. You better be in less networking groups, but to be high quality groups for you, regardless, like depending on what topics are relevant for you right now, because this is always changing in life, right? But
Mm,
also to be active in those networking groups. So I'll give you an example. Up until last year, I was, well, up until 2020 actually, when pandemic started, I was at some point in 63 different Facebook groups, and a lot of LinkedIn groups, and a lot of groups on WhatsApp and Telegram, and it was a lot. So at some point I realized that I'm not active. I totally miss out for some of those groups. Then I had this FOMO, fear of missing out, for some of those groups, like, oh my God, what I'm missing in those groups. And I had to really step back and say, okay, so if I need to really organize my own time on a daily basis, I still have to, coach my mentees. I need to run my business. I need to, spend time with my family, and I need to be with myself and meditate on a daily basis, go to the gym, etc. So I had to schedule kind of my time as of how much time I've got for networking. And I know it's so important, specifically because we are business owners. If you are a business owner right now, put a yes in the comments. I will know that who of you is owning a business. But it's so important for networking. And I literally chop off all the Facebook groups. I'm currently only in one business group there, and in total I'm part of 6 groups, networking groups, as online groups, because they're very important. So it's so important to like, if you're in even your name is just in a group without taking very active life in that networking event, what's the point to stay in that group, right? It's better to to get the best value, but also give the best value. We always expect to receive before we give. Some people are more givers, some people are more like on a receiving stage, but just value your own time, but value the time of everyone else in those networking groups. And think about something else, because this is also linking to TEDx. When you do a TED talk, you need to like the number one key for success, and this is for Jenny and also for 𝐓𝐴𝐄, as you want to know more about TEDx. When your TED talk is published, in the first 24 hours, you need to blast that TED talk, and blast meaning share it with as many people as possible. The most easy way to share it is through networking and those groups where you're part of. But here's the deal. If you only have like 6 groups like me right now, but you're really active, and the active means that people know you, they like you, they trust you, they absolutely adore what you do and who you are, right? If you share your TEDx talk, even in 6 networking groups, because these people love you so much, they're gonna share it with all their groups. So this is huge amount of people versus all this versus like 63 groups who like they didn't see my name for months. They have no idea who I am. Even I post my TED talk on those groups. They have no clue who I am. It's gonna be like, I'm not gonna even watch your talk. So it's gonna be waste of time for you to stay in those groups, but also share it at some point, because you didn't. Yeah, people don't know you basically.
I love that, and I think you sort of answered Gail's question.
How does networking help with TEDx talks? Yes.
Can you share with us about the networks that you're building actually?
Yes, absolutely. I stepped back like big time, and I was thinking, how can I help not just my mentees, but also all the the people who wants to become TEDx speakers, and they will in the future do a TED talk, but also the people who already are TEDx speakers and they want to do something with their TED talk because they didn't take the full advantage, and most of the people don't even know what are all the opportunities of a TED talk, right? So I created a Patreon community, 2 communities in one. The first one is for those who are future TEDx speakers, and the second community is for those who are already TEDx speakers. And in Patreon, what I really love about Patreon is that it's a platform where the people pay a very small amount of money, like a monthly subscription, but they have like a huge value. Obviously, that value depends on the Patreon creator, which in case is me, and because I can control how much I want to share and how much I want to give away. So I literally blasted the maximum out of it. So it's if you can share, I don't know, but if you can share the link to my Patreon community, that would be amazing. Go ahead, check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I do a lot of behind the scene videos and posts, and also there are sometimes topics what I don't want to go out publicly to discuss them, and because they're very sensitive, and Patreon gives me this opportunity to discuss them in a very safe environment. I'll give you an example. There are sometimes amazing people who does crappy TED talks, and I do like a feedback as of why this TED talk is bad, like what went wrong there, right? So there is this amazing lady. She has huge following. She's from UK. She has huge following. She's an actress, and then she did like really bad TED talk simply because she did not prepare herself. Okay, and I go through feedback as of what went wrong there, so people by watching it, they will know what kind of mistakes they should not do, right? Or I'll give you another example. When there's so many TEDx speakers who did the amazing, very powerful TED Talks, and then they did absolute crappy job on diffusing and distributing their TED Talks. So they had like 500 views or like 800 views, and it's like brilliant talk. So I go and I check and I do like a live feedback in the Patreon community, and I explain why, you know, what went wrong as well, and what's happening. So the two communities are there, and I'm so excited. I started it this week, and it has been phenomenal already. The official launch is this Sunday, the very official launch, but I already share it in my networks. And yes, it's absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
if you're interested in checking them out, please have a look at the banner that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That is the link to Bilyana's Patreon community. So thank you, Bilyana. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome. Let's just acknowledge some of our friends here. Hello to you, Alexandria. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in from Ohio. And Carl says he just finished his own show, but he had to come and show some love and learn about getting his TED Talk done. Thank you, Carl, for tuning in.
Thank you, Carol.
And Alexandria says, you're amazing, Bilyana.
Thank you, Alex. And sorry I did answer to you on LinkedIn so late. I did. Took me a while.
So let's go back to the questions. Let me ask you, so how has networking impacted you? You know, many of us have seen so much growth, and like I said before, I believe that I am the sum of all the people around me, and it has shown in the way that I've done things, especially over the past year. I was able to publish a book even because of my friends and that I see that are in my community that inspired me. So tell us, how have you grown as a result of your network?
My current networks, the 6 networks, what I mentioned, every one of them is very different. So I've got public speakers, I've got social media marketing. I have like energy and neuroscience network, and quantum physics, as I'm crazy about those topics as well. So every one of those networks is like super inspirational people, and they keep me going when I feel low. So just by reading what else the other people are doing, it's like, oh my god, like I haven't done this kind of meditations for like a month, or I didn't do this kind of post on social medias for a month, and I can see that it works really well for someone else. So that is really inspiring for me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what I really love about is like, I'll give you an example. Like few days ago, I jumped on one of the networks, and I said like, what is the best way to launch a campaign for Patreon? And literally it was like ideas after ideas coming.
Wow.
And it was like about Clubhouse, about LinkedIn, about all the different platforms, because each of those people in these networks have different backgrounds and different ideas. I was like, I just love it. Like it's the way how I see it is like, like sometimes I call it the shortcut. The shortcut, because specifically with the business professionals network, is my shortcut to, instead of like trying to figure out myself and invent the hot water, I just go and post, and then I've got hell a lot of ideas, which is the same obviously from my side. When someone needs help, I jump in and I say like, hey, this is what I think, this is what I believe, or do you want to chat, and we can see where how we can help you. So it's inspiring, and it's powerful. And if I can share, I know we're short with time, but I'm going to share a very quick story, because that wasn't always the case, I have to say. Like back in 2016, well, 2017 actually. I just came back from Monaco, back in London, and somehow I get in those networks for professional public speakers, and of course you've got so many amazing and true people out there, but you also have like complete scammers, I have to say, and I'm gonna just call them scammers. And it did happen that I joined several events for this kind of scammers. And what I was realizing when it was happening was that the people around me are all absolutely amazing, very powerful, very extremely knowledgeable people. And meanwhile, we are yet led by someone who is a scammer, who is like not really true to like. There was a big difference between his words and his actions, I have to say. And when that was happening, I stayed for a while in this kind of network, and I was like, it's interesting where that's gonna go, right? Because sooner or later that bubble is gonna burst. And it did, of course it did. But I'll tell you what, some of those people I met through that network are still my very, very dear friends. I love them to bits. We speak quite a lot. They now at that time we were all living in London. Right now, like some of them are living in Mexico, some are in Barbados, one is in South Africa. So we literally spread around the world, but we're still very close friends. So they like that taught me that there is no good or bad network. Is more of staying always aware as of is that you are, I don't know, flock, I have to say, or not, and where you're going, right? Where you're going is very, very important to always ask yourself that question, like what is next for you, basically.
Yeah, and one thing that I can say about that is probably, there's good in everything. There's a silver lining, right?
Yeah.
As long as you look for that positive. And I spoke actually yesterday, I posted about challenges that we face, because really, truly, there's always going to be a challenge. That's what life is about. But how we face those challenges is what matters most.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm glad that that regardless of the person that scammed you guys, you still are in contact with some of them, and you were able to take out good from that situation anyway.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's just acknowledge some more comments. I see Alexandra's answering you. She said it's okay. And Raven says hello from South Africa. Thank you for tuning in, Raven. And Alexandria says, I love throwing questions out when I'm looking for inspiration. So many people are willing to share their ideas and help connect you with others. Yes. That's exactly the beauty of networking, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have any final thoughts for our viewers, Bilyana?
Oh gosh, be yourself, and always have fun and bring your fun side to the table. Like when you go in a networking group, I don't know, just be yourself. I'm usually the quiet one at the beginning, and then I just like start being me and loud as always. But I always prefer at the beginning just to understand who is around, what are the discussions, is that for me or not, and just kind of deciding. But you see, like I'm very introvert person, although I'm a public speaker. I'm on stage and I teach people how to be on stage, but I'm introvert, and like for the most important decisions I usually step back, do a lot of meditations to decide where I'm heading, and like what do I want from a situation, and then once I take a decision, then I go around and was like, okay, what is your idea about this? Like, what do you think about this? Then I ask people about the ideas. But But that's me. Yeah, my style.
That's awesome. So thank you again for being my guest.
Thank
Always happy that I connected with you so long. It feels long, but then it feels short, right? Like, but thank you. I really appreciate that you were able to come on today. And I will go ahead and send you to the green room while I wrap up. If you can wait for me just a little bit, I know you have a meeting, so I'm gonna wrap up and then be with you just for a few minutes. So
thank
thank you
you.
again.
Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing Friday.
Thank you. And thank you to you if you're still tuned in. Appreciate you all. And just one thing that I'd like to point out to you, um, it is an African proverb, and it goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Go with others. So be blessed. Have an amazing Friday. And I'll see you back here next week for another episode of Inspiration from Inga. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. And we'll see you soon. Bye now. I hate videos. Now you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here?